So I'll say it now, I eat porridge. Well, I'm a porridge man now because of several health concerns, but also just because of the last 24 hours. If you didn't see the post, don't worry about it. Otherwise, this video will also not have an end screen because it will likely be going over Miku because, hey, I also play Miku. So, exquisite taste at Thotu random item stats, and that's what I should remember. I usually shouldn't forget, but sometimes I do. Also, exquisite taste. I feel like I've gone through that again, but you know what? We'll deal with whatever the game throws at us. Or throws at me at least, and that's how I like to play. So as we get into it, Thotu exquisite taste random item stats Miku. Boy, I have a situation on my hands. For some reason I feel exquisite taste is a bit more dangerous to me, but I don't know why. Because I'm not thinking about it at the moment. Second encounter, charisma, knowledge, light, strength, dexterity. And the only other thing to say about my situation as we get every single stat check possibly is that, yeah, my body is in pain, not serious pain, because I am still doing relatively okay. It's not like I need to take a health visit anywhere, but it does, I have a part of my body that's sore, so off we go. And pair that with allergies, and yes, I was doing things that required me going outside as well, but, yeah, that's why I couldn't get a video out sooner, which, I mean, in the usual, some videos come out on this channel at around this time, whenever Jordan decides to upload. I know for sure, but I never know for sure. So, Flood, Bulletin, Akamanto, Metamorphosis, and that's a lot of bosses. So, the question is, Akamanto or Metamorphosis first? Because I want to sandwich Flood in between. Then we have Bulletin and Vigil, but, fifth and fourth mystery respectively. So, to that end, I guess we'll take Metamorphosis now. And we can talk about Miku. So more importantly, related to this, to World of Horror in general, where do I put this, by the way? I think I'm just going to go, do I want to go crazy? No, we're going to use school. So, yeah, for Miku specifically, I think Miku is a pretty okay character. She's not overly amazing. She has her niches, which are, well, when I say niche, I mean, there are more than a few situations in which she's nice to play with, but the early game is a bit troublesome. Not as troublesome as Ayaka and Toshiaki. Yeah, Toshiaki. I was about to say Yashiro again. I always get those two dudes mixed up. But yeah, not as bad as either of those two. Oh, Yoichi time. We don't have cigarettes, so we can just fund ourselves out. We have Flood, so you know what? Funny enough, I'm going to take the Doom hit if we run into out of funds. But yeah, not as bad as Toshiaki and Ayaka, where if you really, really get bad RNG, you could lose in the first mystery. Usually the second, first mystery is usually you have a bit more leeway, as odd as that sounds. Even though with both Toshiaki and Ayaka, you haven't leveled up, gotten perks, so on and so forth. And if you grab, even if you grab Blood Mania, random curses can take out, get Blood Mania or your Toshiaki, and you've actually been pretty cool with your, HP overall. Again, double flashbacks runs over, but depends on your comfortability. For me, Ayaka is a bit worse because I always want to take Blood Mania. You could take Eldritch Possession instead, but then you're gambling on whether or not you're going to be spending 8 to 12 Doom-ish trying to look for Blood Mania when you are unlucky. So that's the trade-off to those two, as opposed to Miku, who her stats are low and you can get double flashbacked or something like that. But for the most part, you will ramp up as Doom ramps up. Nicer for Zectast, nicer for certain and not overly painful Azul rule sets. Even on Exquisite Taste when you don't have access to funds and whatnot here and there. If you do run the normal, you can run normal character strats is what I'm trying to say, which, like for Koji, Mizuki, if you decide to use a weapon instead of ally attack, Kyrie, characters like that, Riku can perform the same actions. The only thing she can't do is, ally attack with 2 charisma, which means she's also susceptible. She's open to getting double hunger as well. Now that being said, I just realized I can't really brace here because our stats aren't high, so maybe I should have taken Metamorphosis second. Because at least we can handcuff Akamanto. I guess we're going to find out. This is real, by the way. Well, no, it's not real, actually. I just realized. We have to gamble. So we're going to Can I even kick? I can't. Well, I guess we throw the Stalker's Mask. That's what we do. So we're still going to do Prep Strong, but we're going to throw the Stalker's Mask instead. If that's the case, I really should have taken Akamanto first, but I didn't know. The Stalker's Mask, I didn't know I was going to get that. So let's see if we take double stamina damage because of the bug. And right after that, we brace kick. And then we do the thing. Now, first of all, we are gambling on this brace kick. And then second of all, we are taking a lot of damage. So here's hoping I get through an encounter and the Flood first investigation when we enter Flood. I really want to take Flood here. I don't have to, though. Yeah, this is probably actually a worse if we hit this. Yeah, this is worse going into our second mystery than if we had, or going into Flood than if we had taken Akamanto going into Flood. Basically, I have to take Flood either after right now or after Akamanto, which 5 stamina, 5 reason I should be able to do. The problem is right afterward we're entering Vigil, so whether or not I do Flood or Akamanto, yeah, let's take Flood now. I might actually take Vigil 5th, because, yeah, both Akamanto and Flood, you're going to have low HP. For Miku, it's a little better, because obviously having more stats as Doom increases is kind of a boon, but at the same time, it's still painful. That being said, I think we actually got our first... Did we get our first Mayhem? I think we did, right? Well, either way, we're just going to take our 2 stamina and just go Desperate Prep Struggle. Army Knife reasons. Now we can't do the Prep Strong, but we still get at least 100% against this encounter. And we do our 1 school investigation. If school was... I think school was high max threat level, so instead, let's just take the Doom hit here. Never mind, we passed. I wasn't expecting to, but it's nice that we do. And then we have the forest to go into. But we're going to rest first because it's kind of important to heal our HP. I could enter the forest with 3 stamina for the purposes of Desperate Struggle, but... we destroyed the shrine because Miku wants more Doom, and we be on our merry little way. Again, as I mentioned a bit earlier, you can take more general stats as Miku. You just have to remember the Miku-specific things, like, hey, I'm going to get Adrenaline, I can take more Boss Mysteries, or maybe I should think about taking Boss Mysteries later, so maybe you can get Adrenaline and fight more optimally. Like, here you can see I'm at 86 experience, so taking Akamanto and using Handcuffs, making that an easier encounter, probably was the better play here. Otherwise, I think we're just gonna go full gamble here. Yeah, 60-70, we're just gonna go for it. We're taking 3 reason damage, but we're topped off on reason, which is the primary reason. I am just going all out here. Otherwise, if we miss too many of these attacks, once we start hitting the boss, we can attempt going for Prep Strong. Yeah, Prep Strong. So we take 6 reason here, pretty much, in the face. Don't need to trade off stamina. I think we'll just focus on bathing into reason, unless we lose the bath at home. But hey, Miku things. That's right, it's not guaranteed. Gonna go for 80%, and if that's the end of the run, this is a quick video. Why does 80% mean nothing? But since I don't have an end screen, we're not actually gonna cut out as normal. So... now, that being said, the one last thing I will mention, which is not Miku related, is, yeah, RNG, you're going to keep doing 80% attacks, expect to miss one of them, and hope that it's not the vital one that you don't need to miss. Now, the alternative there, was there an alternative? I think, yeah, I could have just gone for a Brace Kick, but I didn't have damage, so... probably could have gone for... so, yeah, I think the big change would have been to just go for Brace Kick. If I did my math correctly, you can go back and check, unless you were doing the math as well. I could eventually do Desperate Prep Attack, which would have been 10 damage. I can do that math right now. So it had about 30 HP. I had about 6 reason to spare, really 7. 7 reason times 2 damage per turn, 14. The enemy would have about 16 HP left. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem unless I decide to throw the Army Knife. Well, either way, was better than dodge. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Bye!